Hey, hello, my name is Bill, and for the next entree I'm going to cook a coq au vin, and I really realized that I need to do a better job of discussing some of the red wines and some highlights and what price points are for what you're getting. So I wanted to start with, because I'm cooking with a red wine, this is a really nice French Pinot Noir. I'm going to say French because this dish is a French dish. This is actually great, and at our local wine store, this is a $10 bottle of Pinot Noir from France. Exceptional value for $10. It's a great wine. I drink it anytime, but it's an exceptional wine to cook with also. What I'm probably going to drink with dinner is going to be this Bourguignon. Once again, it's a French wine. We're getting into a little bit better bottle of wine, but it's still in your $25 price point. This is not a very expensive wine, and it's delicious. It shows a true French red. Now I'm going to jump up. This is probably a $45 bottle of wine. Once again, it is a French Bordeaux, so we're definitely getting a little more classic. Like I said, for $45. This is a 2016. Excellent option if you want to spend that kind of money for a better bottle of wine. I'm kind of used to it. I don't drink wine every day, so for a nice meal, I don't mind spending a little extra. And of course, if it's a real special occasion, this is actually a Rothschild Pauillac from 2016. This is a Grand Cru. This is probably one of the best bottles of wine I've ever had. Unfortunately, the price point is going to tip over $100, but I really like it. Really feel like it's worth it for that special occasion. Well, I hope you learned something, and I hope you ask some questions if you want or comment. And let's get to cooking. Hello, my name is Bill, and today it's all about a classic coq au vin. Many years ago, I wanted to show my daughter how to make a really classic meal, and we decided on making coq au vin. She'd never had it. I hadn't made it in a lot of years. Well, now she's 30 and she's a great cook. She's actually published in a cookbook. So I wanted to bring this back. She reminded me of it, so I thought this would be a great thing to do. I'm going to show you how to make this with confidence. It's really pretty easy. I got some shortcuts for you, and like always, I'm going to use one pan. Cooking with one pan, so we're not making it too hard. So first of all, I took a ½ pound of bacon from the butcher shop. Not like the stuff that you get packaged, because it has a lot of water content in it. So I've got the good stuff, and I fried it till it's really crisp, and I spooned it onto a paper towel and dried it out and put it in there. And what we have left in here is the bacon fat that rendered down. The French call it lardon. It's the fat of any kind of animal that you cook in. And also there were 2 tablespoons of olive oil in here to keep things from sticking. So the first thing I want to show you is I've got a chicken breast that I'm going to pat dry so it doesn't splatter. We're going to dredge a little flour that has pepper and salt in it. It's that simple. Just get nice and coated. Nice little pretty coat to it. So the origin of this recipe is coq au vin. It's the old rooster with wine. So if you had a rooster that was a little old, you would cut them up into pieces. So the idea is you take a fryer chicken and cook it. I prefer to use chicken breast. Some people, if you like the dark meat, thighs are real popular now and easy to find, but you want them on the bone. So what I'm going to do is I'm just trying to get a little color on this. Like I did with these pieces. I've already done these pieces. And so 5 minutes in the pot here. And then we're going to proceed to make sure all is well in here. There we good. So sticking with the true French tradition, I'm going to make a beurre mie, which is thickener the French use, which is equal parts of butter and flour. So I have 2 tablespoons of room temperature butter here, and I'm going to just get 2 tablespoons of flour from here. That's good. Get this out of the way. Just have to kind of mush it in the butter. Doesn't have to be perfect. I feel like I'm cutting pie crust. Mush it with a fork. So like I said, I'm going to try and keep this as classical French, like making my beurre mie. But it's a fun dish. It's excellent. I hope you watch my opening video on wine, so you have a good idea of what you want to serve with this. Certainly, I hope people try this and let me know what they think. So basically, I've got some room temperature butter and flour mixed together. We're going to save that for later. Let's show this doing okay in here. Oh yeah, nice color. So we're just trying to get a little color to the skin on this. It's actually going to cook in the end in the pot. So this is probably the hardest part. That's why I did the 2 pieces of chicken breast first. I said I'm using just chicken breast. If you have a big pot and you want to do it all at the same time, but you want to have high sides because it's going to splatter all over the bacon, the chicken. Like I said, this is just skin side down. I'm not trying to flip it over because you're not going to be able to sear that, the skin side of it. And then we're going to add all the goodies, put everything aside. Like I said in the intro, this is a French Pinot Noir that I'm going to use to cook it in. This is definitely drinkable, but this is only a $10 bottle of wine, so you certainly can't knock that. It's really smelling good right now. Almost done. A little organized. Down to just a few seconds on this. And let me tell you, I just love cooking chicken and bacon fat. Nothing could be better, right? That's the perfect world. All right. I'm just going to set this on top. That stay warm. So, let's get going. I have a thinly sliced whole yellow onion. And I've got a ½ pound of carrot thinly sliced in the bottom. Any farmer would have this out in his field to throw in here. just want to remember that the trick to most cooking is, this is a stainless steel pan. It's got a very heavy bottom. It does not cool down very quickly. So let me tell you, it holds its heat. I want to get these onions kind of cooking in there and getting all the crunches off the bottom from the bacon. Get those carrots a little softened. Doesn't take long. Everything's cooking real good. That's 7 minutes. Chicken's looking good. Beginning of the meal's looking good here. Love the smell. So, as soon as we get this a little softer, we're going to add the rest of our ingredients. Some people like to cook this in a Dutch oven or a really heavy ceramic pan, and you can put it in the oven and to bake it at the end. I'm just going to do it on the stove top. It's already released all the bacon crunchies, so that's going to be part of the gravy, so to speak. Soften it real well. So now I have 2 cloves of garlic and some shallot that I cut up. It'll take long for the shallots to really give us a nice fragrance in the garlic. Just need about a minute on that. Burn my nose. Yeah, that's good. So you want about a minute after you get the shallots and the garlic in there, just to get it going. Now what we want to do is we're going to add the gourmand to it in about 30 seconds more. And we're going to start the flavoring. It's a little bit different than making a roux, just because it's all going to simmer together. Of course, health safety reminder is you want to keep the chicken on a separate cutting board than everything else you're cutting. Don't want to cross-contaminate. Around. Cook for another minute. Flour's starting to thicken, stick to everything. Make some room here. Alright. So now what I'm going to do, I've got a cup of low sodium, salt-free chicken broth. Add to the mix here. Oh yeah. It's quite beautiful. It's nice whenever you're putting this kind of stuff together that the ingredients are room temperature so that they don't cool your pot. So this is a pretty thick base pot, so it holds heat real well. Okay. So, where do we get flavor from, other than all this other stuff we put in there? I've got some tomato paste. I need about 2 tablespoons. That's probably a tablespoon and a half. A little bit more. It's going to give it some great color. Need a couple bay leaves. Mix this together. Oh, it smells lovely. And I want about a half a tablespoon of thyme. So this is a real nice French dish that would be pretty authentic to how they would do it. Now, this is nice and thick. Looks great. So, I need to put in 2 cups of the cooking wine. Keep it nice and boily. It's just simmering here. So now the chicken goes in. Make these pieces fit. Just kind of wiggle them down so they're nice down in the bottom. And I just want to make sure they're just buried enough. And just because it's French, I have a little bit of cognac. Cognac and brandy are essentially the same thing. Cognac just comes from the cognac part of France. I just think it gives you this wonderful fragrance right here at the end. Make sure that chicken's nice and buried so the cognac's on top. Already starting to give me some great fragrance. And I have half a pound of quartered mushrooms. I know there's plenty of onion in here. The French love their pearl onions. These are frozen ones. Easiest way to make them. Like I say, I try and shortcut everything I can. So this is going to be on the stove, or like I said, if you have a nice big roaster or something else you've cooked in, you put in the oven 400 degrees. Either way, it's covered and for half an hour. I would keep an eye on it. If you need more liquid, you can always pour some more stock, water, or even some more red wine. I think I shorted myself, so I don't think I have quite enough full 2 cups of red wine in here. Just keep that chicken covered. Don't need to rolling boil, we're just going to simmer. Turn this down, put a lid on. We'll be back in 30 minutes to see what this looks like. Alright, it's been half an hour. I'm going to uncover this and let's see what it looks like when we get it dished up. Nice and hot. Alright, so I'm going to do this a little differently. I'm going to do this kind of family style. I'm going to put it in this pot so we can set it on the table and everyone can grab their piece of chicken. And it can also, yeah, let's make this look great. stay nice and warm and all the pieces with it. I promise you this smell is fabulous. Smells really good. So I'll show you what all this looks like. Just a nice little covering of all the veggies. So you got some options. I like to serve this with some kind of starch that'll kind of soak up some of the juice, because the flavor of the juice is really intense. I was thinking earlier that I might even go on a limb and try something like risotto. I haven't quite figured out. I usually use potatoes, mashed potatoes, because I think that's probably authentic. Considering that I don't think the French were eating a lot of rice back then. I'm just taking out my bay leaves. Strong enough so everyone can really enjoy this. I'm telling you the truth. I mean, I've got lots of juice left over. I think that's enough to serve this with. So, just to finish it off, I'm going to take my bacon pieces. They're nice and crunchy, just add a little depth to this. And there you have it. This is a truly authentic Coq Au Vin. I'm drooling just looking at it, and like I said, please enjoy this with a nice Bordeaux, Burgundy, nice hearty red wine. I try to keep this as French as I can, so hopefully you will too. This will be absolutely great for any meal, impress anybody, and I can't wait to dig into this. So hope you enjoy it, and please subscribe and comment. Thank you.